Alright, so we're going to take a break from our normal learning programming because I've noticed through your homework assignments, a lot of you are kind of misusing evolution in not context, but you're just misusing how evolution happens. I know we already did the assignment on it and how it works, but I just want to double check to make sure you guys understand. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to go over how evolution happens and the do's and the don'ts of evolution. So sit tight and we're gonna get to it.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking son to son, 'cause he's my best friend. Yeah, he's my best friend. La la, ba da 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 ya, ba da 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 ba da 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 ya.
So this is going to be a recap of evolution and how it actually does happen. Like I said before, I just want to make sure that you guys know and understand how evolution really happens. So right now we have a population of crabs, and then there's going to be a new trait that appears in the population at a low frequency or a low number. It's going to be a mutation. It could either be by copying DNA wrong, or it's just a random genetic variation. So there's going to be from 1 to 5 generations. So that, remember, like grandma, great-grandma, mom and sister or whatever. So that's gonna be 5 generations worth of our population right now, and it's gonna be an important trait because it has bigger claws. So this one has bigger claws compared to everybody else. So that's important because of the food they eat. They're gonna eat some clams, and since it has bigger claws, it has an easier time eating the clams. So after 5 generations, we could see that now this is from generation 6 through 10, we have the frequency of that trait increasing. So now there's 2 out of 4. Because this trait increased its fitness and made it easier to get to the food source, those clams, compared to the other 2. When we go on to the next 5 generations, so through 11 through 15, we could see again that now there is 3 out of 4 crabs with big giant claws. So again, it's when the frequency of a trait that increased fitness, when it's going to become more dominant. And then, boom, at the end of our last 5, from generation 16 to 20, we have all 4 of the crabs having that trait of large claws to eat the clams. So what evolution is, like how it is here, this whole thing basically did evolve. The population of these crabs did evolve from predominantly being tiny little crab claws to these huge crab claws with the black markings on it. So this is a progression through generations. It's going to be when a trait frequency becomes more consistent until it's just the dominant or just the only trait, or there's no variation. That is a trait that they all have, that big giant claw. That's what evolution is, when you have a progression through generations of a trait that increased the fitness and the frequency becomes higher and higher. So that's what evolution is. So these are the do's and the don'ts when I want you guys to explain evolution or how evolution happens in your assignments. So we have the do's. A trait becomes more frequent. A trait that increases survival gets passed down. The environment favors a certain trait, or it's basically all by chance, because if that mutation never happened, like with the crabs, that mutation of the bigger claws never happened, then the species wouldn't evolve. So it's all by chance that a trait becomes in existence in a population, and it so happened to be that trait increased its fitness given that certain environment. That's what evolution is. What evolution is not, the don'ts, is that they learn to evolve, they decide to evolve, they want to evolve, they choose to evolve in a certain way. Anywhere that makes it seem like the animal has an active choice in choosing what trait it wants, that's a no-go for when you're going to explain evolution, because evolution is all by chance. It's by chance that a certain trait appears in the population, that trait increases fitness because of the environment that it is in. Again, they do not choose how to evolve. It's all by chance on the trait, the environment, and if it increases the fitness or not. So for your assignment today, it's really simple. All you have to do is submit this with your own choosing of animals and traits. After you do this, I will forever know that you guys understand how evolution happens. So, whatever animal you chose evolved over multiple generations by having whatever trait you chose increase in frequency. The trait increased the animal you chose fitness because of the environment better suited whatever trait you have over other traits. Having whatever animal with whatever trait survive more and passing on their genes with whatever trait to the next generation. The end. So, example, cats evolved over multiple generations by having retractable claws increase in frequency. The trait increased the cat's fitness because of the environment better suited the retractable claws over other traits. Having cats with retractable claws survive more and pass on their genes with retractable claws to the next generation. End. So this is your assignment. I want to have this free, just have it freeze on your screen, pause it or whatever, but you'll need to submit this in Google Classroom. This is your assignment today, and like I said before, once you do this, I'll forever know you guys understand how evolution actually does happen. It's not by choosing or a choice they want to evolve or they learn to evolve. It's going to be exactly how this is. It's a trait that increased fitness that's passed down over multiple generations because the environment better suited that trait over other ones. So this is your assignment. Get it done, submit it in Google Classroom, and that will be it. Friday, we'll start on our normal lesson of extinction and speciation. For now, little sidetrack for this, little recap, and just want to make sure, again, we understand how evolution actually does happen, because I've been seeing a lot of choices from the animal. Like, they learn, they choose, they want to. Just want to make sure we all have an understanding of this. All right, have fun, do your work, and don't forget to enjoy that vitamin D before the murder hornets come by and we can't go outside, not because of coronavirus, but because of murder hornets. All right, have fun.